Hi there, my name is Candace. I want to share with you my story. It's about stupidity and jealousy. These two elements got mixed and destroyed my love. I'm an awful keeper. I didn't want to share anything with my parents, friends, and even things with anyone. I have two sisters. One is 2 years older, and another one is 3 years younger. As for me, I'm somewhere in the middle. It's really awful. I think that I didn't want to share because of them. Personal space didn't matter much in our family. It's accepted that everything is common in our family. So you can take things without asking permission. I personally don't get it. Mine is mine. But I don't touch anyone else's stuff. But my sisters, they're different. One day, my younger sister took my expensive watercolor paints from my locked drawer of my table. My granny gave it to me for my birthday. Then, she painted my closet with it. It's normal in our family. In fact, it was useless to complain to our parents. They thought I was selfish. Yes, maybe I was. I was feeling bad for that. I was sorry for my paints. Nobody was going to buy me new ones. Besides, I was sorry for my toys. My younger sister had blown their heads off for fun. I was also sorry for my shoes. But it was my older sister's fault. She put them on and went into the disco club. So, if they took things, I could take theirs. But it's not so simple. My younger sister cried when I tried to take one of her things. And the older one could hit me. Real talk. My parents always stood up for my younger sister. They defended their poor little girl, and I didn't touch my older sister. Well, as you see, I was a victim in our family. I was a scapegoat, but it was in the past. When I turned 18, I moved to the college dorms. I lived there, so my things were safe. But as for people... At first, I defended my area. Then, I started to control everything that mattered to me. For example, I got very nervous when I saw my other groupmates dating guys. So when I myself got a boyfriend, I was a little afraid. I was like a lioness, protecting and controlling her own territory. I was lucky Jimmy had a good sense of humor. He didn't care about my oddities. In the beginning, I didn't react at his courtship. It had lasted for a long time. I honestly admitted that I didn't have a mild temper. He laughed and said it didn't matter. He just wanted me to be with him. My friends also add some oil to the fire. They told him stories about my jealousy. For example, they told him about a girl whom I offended. I poured a bottle of water onto her head when I saw her chatting with my friends. Once, I was rude to the boyfriend of one of my friends, but Jimmy only laughed. He promised me not to give any reasons for jealousy. So we started dating. Everything was fine in the beginning. He didn't really give me any reason to doubt. He was near me all the time. He didn't flirt with other girls. Jimmy didn't even smile at them. He always surprised me a little. He met me after classes and brought me food from the supermarket if I was hungry. Believe me, it was a better gift than roses. In fact, I was slowly falling in love with him. Of course, I was jealous sometimes. At times, I shouted at him. I asked him to tell me everything. I also could get into his smartphone and checked his contacts and messages. I also checked his messages in his social media. The truth was, he wasn't hiding anything. He gave me all the passwords on our first date. He said that he didn't mind. And he let me do all of that if I needed it. He had nothing to hide. I knew all of his guy friends and female friends. Besides, I talked to all of his friends that were girls face to face. And it was a nice chat. They were great girls. But the main thing for me was that he had serious relationships with other guys. Well, our relationship looked gorgeous, but somewhere deep down, I felt this fairy tale for a paranoid person would end. So it was like that a year later, after the beginning of our relationship. Jimmy started to hide from me, but he insisted that nothing changed. He lied about some business. I couldn't get him on the phone sometimes. Besides, he got lost twice a week in the evenings. I've already cursed him and his mistresses. I totally freaked out. I snapped and shouted. By the way, I demanded for him to show me those girls who he spent nights with. I connected his phone to geolocation to track his movements. I also definitely called a random person from his contacts and checked his stuff out. It's strange, but Jimmy didn't try to stop me. He only giggled, and it made me angrier. Eventually, I totally got crazy. When I couldn't find any grounds for his cheating, I decided to break up with him. Jimmy tried to convince me for a long time that we were all right. He told me that my suspicions were groundless. He really loved me, but I made up my mind and almost kicked him out of my life. Then, I cried and cursed my bad character and my jealousy. Of course I still loved him very much. All of a sudden, Jimmy came to my birthday party with a ring. He said that he didn't hang out with other girls. He got a part-time job, and he wanted to surprise me with an expensive gift. I burst into tears. Jimmy confessed that he really loved me, but he left anyways. Jimmy thought that he could bear everything for the sake of love. Everything except for my stupidity for breaking up with him. He left me the ring as a memory. I looked at it and got that it's really important to really trust a person whom you love. That's how my jealousy destroyed my personal life. Dear friends, don't repeat my mistakes. Write in the comments if you're really jealous of the people close to you. Share this video with your dates. And in conclusion, learn to trust, even if you're very jealous.